February edition of Fandom Forecast. Welcome back to our next round of videos for 2021, since 2020 is finally over. Yay! So this session and round of videos, we're going to talk about some additional things. We're adding some other things into the mix that I will tell you about. So hopefully you guys enjoy it and find some cool stuff to read. So the first round of things we're going to talk about are manga. There's several new manga starting, and then there's also some new manga volumes coming out that I will let you know about. So the first manga series coming out that I wanted to tell you guys about, it's called Berserk of Gluttony. I'm 50-50 on if this is going to be really, really dark or kind of like a redemption hero story. I'm kind of hoping for the redemption hero story. But basically this kid has, it's like an RPG world, so like everybody has different skills. And his skill is, at the beginning of the series, all he knows is that he is constantly hungry and he cannot do anything to make it stop. It does stop, or it eases one day when he is in a fight with some thieves, ends up killing one, and not only does he absorb his skills, but he also, it satiates his hunger. So basically we're going on an adventure after that once he realizes what his skill is. At the beginning of the story, people already kind of outcast him and ostracized him, so I'm not sure how they're going to feel once they know what his skills are. So, but that should be interesting. I still want to try it, even though I'm not sure if it's going to be dark or not. But it does sound interesting. The next one is Days on Fez. And this is totally a tale of the old world pre-COVID, because it is about a high school girl who takes her friend, who's a guy who's never been to music festivals, and they go to music festivals together. So I'm not sure when that's going to happen again, but you know, hopefully pretty soon. The next one I wanted to talk to you guys about is called ID Invaded, Break Broken. And this one, the hook is this guy wakes up with a dead body next to him, and he doesn't remember anything about his life except for two things. He is a brilliant detective, okay, and he needs to solve this girl's murder, which I find an interesting premise because, you know, he can't even tell if he murdered her. So it should be interesting. It seems like a cool take on like Sherlock Holmes and all the other detective stories, but you know, this one has amnesia, so it should be fun. The last manga series starting that I wanted to talk to you guys about is called Play It Cool, and it sounds absolutely hilarious. It is about this group of guys that everybody from the outside sees them and thinks they are the most amazing, coolest, most full of swag people there are on the planet. And then behind closed doors, they are just a bunch of dorks who are just like, guys, play cool, play cool, trying desperately to look cool. So apparently they succeeded, so good job. But it sounds hilarious, so I definitely want to check this one out. Finally, some manga that are getting some new volumes coming out are I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years and Max My Level Out, Overlord, the Undead King O, Restaurant to Another World, and then Bleach, You Can't Fear Your Own World, and then Fire Force. So I'm looking forward to a lot of those. I still haven't tried Bleach, You Can't Fear Your Own World, so I need to try that one. Some light novels that are getting some new volumes coming out are Banished from the Hero's Party, Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Target Attacks. That is totally going to be me if I ever become a mom. It's just crashing on my kids' literal raiding party and just embarrassing them to death. So it's fine. I think it's funny. And then finally, ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. Some board games, because we're going to just cover some board games this session. Some board games that I wanted to talk to you guys about include Madoshi, Priest of Sun and Moon. This is a Kickstarter game that's going to be coming out very soon. It's based on Japanese mythology, so if you're like a manga or anime fan, or a total otaku and like extends even into like, you know, learning everything about Japanese culture you can, then you will love this because it's completely based on Japanese mythology. The art looks really, really cool, and I'm really super excited for this one. The other game that I was going to talk to you guys about is Inkling. This one looks like it could very well be very difficult. It's kind of like Pictionary, except for instead of pictures, you have cards with different markings on them, and you have to get the person to guess the word based on like those markings. So you have to like try to make like letters and stuff. It sounds like it'd be very hard, but pretty fun. There's also Duel of Wands. That's like this game of like a wizard school basically, and you're dueling to see who can cast the best and the most spells. So you're trying to decide who's the best wizard based on that. So that sounds kind of fun. Finally, for some video games that are coming out, we have Darius Cosmic Revolution. That is a compilation of several of the Darius video games from the past. We also have Wings of Darkness. That is basically an aerial combat video game. It looked pretty interesting. It's, invaders from another world and we're fighting them with different spacecraft and aircraft, basically. It did look pretty interesting because the controls looked very, very simple. On the pictures that I saw. I don't know if it was because they were using VR or if it's just simply that simple, but it did look really, really intuitive and very easy to do. So I might have to try this one because it does look pretty cool. The next two games that I want to talk about are two of my favorites. Sorry guys. It's Harvest Moon One World and Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town. If you guys have enjoyed Animal Crossing, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, any of the other farming games that have been really popular during lockdown, you'll probably enjoy these. Harvest Moon and Natsume, who does Story of Seasons, used to be the same company. They split off several years ago, and that's why Story of Seasons started. I haven't cared for the Harvest Moon games since the split, but this one looks like it's going back to how the Harvest Moon games used to be when they were still part of Natsume. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm kind of hoping that it will be kind of back to that old feel of the games before they tried to integrate Minecraft into it and it was just confusing. But yeah, so those should be really, really cool. So some anime, TV, and movies that are coming out. My Hero Academia Season 5 is starting. I believe this is the joint training arc, so they're going to be training with Class B. Should be pretty fun. There's also a new series starting called Tropical Rouge Pretty Cure. And it's about this mermaid who left the ocean because the witch of procrastination cursed everyone under the ocean to lose their motivation. So she goes onto land to save them from not getting cursed with this, but also to find somebody who can combat the witch of procrastination, and finds the most motivated girl who's a magical girl, and her name is Pretty Summer, and together they use Pretty Cure to fight the procrastination. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. It's pretty funny. It seems pretty similar to Gotta Be Twin Tales, where it's half magical girl adventure, half social commentary. So it should be kind of hilarious. Except for knowing me, my procrastination will make it so that I never get around to trying it. So take that as you will. Some other series starting or seasons starting are Walking Dead, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is the new series on Disney Plus, following Falcon as he takes on the mantle of Captain America, and then Raya and the Last Dragon. I have not been able to find terribly much about the plot for Raya and the Last Dragon, except for, the basics of it being she's looking for the last dragon who's the only one who can defeat these monsters that are attacking her village. But other than that, I haven't seen too much. I've seen some comparisons to both Moana and Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I'm hoping at the very least it'll be visually exciting. So, it's Disney, it's Pixar, so, it should be exciting. Finally, since the spring is starting, we are starting a bunch of new programs. So we have a bunch of virtual programs available. We have Friday Night Magic starting, Switch and PC gaming nights, D&D, take-a-mix for you to come to the branch and take them home. We also have a graphic design class and a bunch of trivia. My trivias are going to be all fandom related. So, if you just want to stick with fandom, yeah, I'm not sure what Miss Brittany is doing, but I'm sure she'll probably be doing some fandom stuff too. So we have plenty of stuff for you guys to do. Don't forget to check us out on all of our socials and our website. And thank you guys, and have a great day.